Hey everyone, Jared here with Cool RV Everything, and we have had an observation backup camera on our RV for a very long time. Our current system I've had for 10 years, and as you can see from this video, and as you can see from our old camera, and it's pretty old. I've had this camera system for about 10 years now, and it just doesn't quite do it. We can see kind of shapes, and it just doesn't work that well anymore. It's well worn out. The lens is a little bit scratched. 10 years of cleaning, 10 years of washing the RV. It's taken its toll. Time to replace it. So what we did was we went with a new system. And guess what? We went with, pull this out here. We went with HaloView. So with this system, let's take all this out of the box and we'll go over it. So we got our main box here, the HaloView camera. Now with this system is their ultimate system. It comes with tire pressure monitors. And as you've seen with our rig, we've got a lot of tires. So we actually have 17 tires between the truck and the RV, including our spare tire, that we're going to be putting these sensors on so that we can see everything at once. They also now have axle temperature sensors. We're going to be putting these on each of the 3 axles, both sides for our RV. So if something's going to go haywire, the bearings might start going out, things are going to heat up. These are going to let us know that we have a problem before we have an issue and we're stranded on the side of the road because our tire decided to go out of here and take off. So we're going to get this whole thing all put on the RV, ready to go. We got all of those now. Here's more of those sensors. And RV is a little bit longer. The RV is 45 feet long. Getting from that camera all the way in the back, all the way into the cab of the truck, we're looking at about 60 feet difference. We want to make sure that we can communicate with both constantly so we're not losing signal. And for doing that, extension antenna. This is going to hook to the camera all the way in the back. We can run the wire all the way down the roof and actually mount the antenna right up by the front cap. So there's only about a 15-foot gap instead of 60 foot. We're going to get a lot better video quality out of it. All right. And you know what we're going to do with these boxes? Because, we just love boxes. Yeah, no, we don't. All right. So we got all this here. So the HaloView system, this is a 3-camera system, one for the back, one for each one of the sides. Our RV is already wired and pre-wired for it for power to them. So we're just going to have to be able to put these on there, call it good. So the HaloView system that we got is a 3-camera system, one for the back, one for each one of the sides. Our RV is already pre-wired with power to those cameras. So no big deal. We're just going to take our old cameras off, put the new cameras on. Everything should hook up just fine, and we'll be back ready to go. So let's open this up and see what we got. We're going to get our trusty box opener. Giggity. Okay, so everything that's inside of here, we got all of our manuals that we'll probably never go over because, we're guys. We do have things to actually clean the surface of the RV when we put it on there, as well as keeping the lenses clean. That aside, and here's these cameras that will hook directly into the RV. Already got the signal on them. So all we're going to do is take the old ones off, put these on, hook the wires in, we're ready to roll. Okay, take those out. More sensors. Now these come with them, but because of the amount of tires that we have, we got more sensors. And here's the screen. And we went with the 7-inch screen instead of the rear view mirror screen. This is what I've got in there currently. I do prefer this one for our setup because I've already got the rear view screen that goes right in front of the steering wheel of the semi truck, which we'll show in a picture for that. That allows me to have CarPlay in it, as well as a camera on the other side of it that shows right behind the cab of the truck because we have our smart car sitting back there. So we went with this one so we can get both sides of the RV and the back of the RV. And we'll pull all this stuff out. So we have our rear camera, all the good stuff on them, all the mounts. I'm sure nobody really cares about all that stuff. All the wires, everything that goes in to hook it all up. It's like these go right to the battery for them, but we're going to hook them into the power that's in the dash of the truck. And all of our antennas and the additional wires for charging and plugging everything in. So let's go get this thing started. Let's start installing it, having a good time, so I can actually see beside and behind the RV for once in the last decade. Stay tuned. Now for my current camera system, it is both the marker light and the camera. Marker lights come on when only the lights come on, but the camera was on 24/7. It had constant power to it. We never did use it just as a camera, so I'm not going to worry about that. We're going to hook it in to where the camera and the light will only come on when the lights come on. So if you look at the wiring, we got our positive, our ground, and then another positive for that constants, so that both of these can go either with the lights and your constant power, like this one is to your camera. So we got constant power there, lights only, and the ground. So what we are going to be doing, since the camera itself, I'm not going to have as a constant power. It's only going to come on when the lights. So we're going to be utilizing these. And to make it easier without these, I am going to use Wago clips, so that if later on I do want to change this around and get it to where the camera is separate, I can do that. But until now, the camera's just going to come on when the lights come on. So, due to being up on the roof by myself, the video is not going to be the best for it. We took our old camera off. New camera's now installed. However, we got a 45-foot rig. And as anybody that has these backup camera observation cameras know, they do not work that well for long distance. So we put an extender antenna, ran it all the way down the roof, attached in multiple points. Got the excess cable over here with our solar cables, so everything's secured down all the way up to the front cap. Now I chose to put the antenna directly in the middle and have it facing forward rather than the antenna actually upright, because there's our truck, monitors inside. We're within about, give or take about 20 feet, 15 to 20 feet from it, rather than go over to the side. So we kept it right there. Everything should go good. Let's go get it hooked up. Okay, now that we've got the monitor on the dash where we wanted, I want to show you how I put this in, because semi-trucks are a little bit different. My fuse panel is in the dash. I've already got power in here. So let me pull this off. Okay. Take that out of there. And you see my Don Clark bobblehead. Set that aside for right now. So, this is what it looks like inside. We've added USB ports in here. I've added constant power already for certain things, so that we have very easy to hook up, since this comes with a cord that goes to USB. Very easy for me to put it in. I've got two of them in here, so I got two different things running off of USBs. So all that's in, and all I did was just tuck the wires down in here. Makes it very easy to install aftermarket components. So now that you see how we got it hooked in, let's take a look at the video. All right, let's put this back together. All right, we are all hooked up, ready to go. Haven't done our test drive yet for them, so some of the little tire sensors are going to show that they haven't picked up the pressures yet. but this is the quality of the cameras. So let's do, right now I've got it on 3. I got my backup camera all the way in the back, and then the right and left sides are on here. Let's do just strictly the rear. And you can see the quality of the camera is pretty darn good. I can actually make out what's behind us rather than just see some type of a blob shadow like my old system. Okay, we can go channel 1. You can see just strictly the driver's side. Channel 2, passenger side. Now channel 3 I don't have hooked up yet. Eventually I'll get the camera for it. Channel 4 is the rear camera. It defaults to that one. It also has the lines on there. You can take these lines off if you want. I keep them on there so that I know my footing for when I'm backing up. And then you got the Q mode. I've got it set this way to where the backup camera is all the way at the top and then the 2 sides. You can change this around. They've got, I want to say 40 or 50 different configurations on how you can put all of these screens. So as you're watching this as well, I've got it set up with trailer 1, trailer 2. Trailer 2 is for the temperature. As you can see right now, that axle sensor is 53 degrees. And it's not picking up there. Let's see what that one is. That's the rear tire, passenger side, 55 degrees. And when it gets through all of this, it's going to do the front tires on the truck. I haven't put the sensors on the rear yet. So my front tire, 88, 50 degrees. Driver's side, 85, 60 degrees. Now it's going to go to trailer 1, which is the RV. And there's driver's side, 84, 57. Passenger, 84, 51. Here comes the driver, 84, 59. So I run my temperatures between 85 to 90 pounds. So it's a little cold out this morning, so it's showing a couple pounds down. But because of the weight that I carry on the trailer, we've gone by the manufacturer recommended PSI for the amount of weight that's on that individual tire. So there you have it. Okay, now that we got all the batteries in there, what we're going to do, we're going to put the sensors on. So this one's going on the rear, so we're going to make sure that is ready to go. We want it to auto learn. Now it says waiting. We're going to put that one on. And okay. We're just going to adjust ours because we're at 85, so we're going to go 100 psi for our high, 75 for our low. We're ready to go. Colder day out. It's only at 80 right now. I usually run about 85, so before we leave here, we're going to go through, double check all the tires, and get them all up to 85. Let's go get all the rest of the tires done. So now that we got all the cameras on the trailer and everything working correctly, the monitor is mounted where we want it, we got all the tire pressure sensors on, there's still one more aspect that we want to put on here, and that's the axle temperature sensors. So if there's any issues with the bearings, any issue with the brakes, or whatever it's causing that might heat up any of that metal, we want to be able to know about it before things go haywire. So what HaloView has done is they actually have axle temperature sensors. So we're going to open the box and take a look at what's in here. Then we'll show you how we're going to be putting them on. So take all these out. Take the manual, set that aside. Here's all the sensors. It's got the ring that you're going to tighten around the axles. The sensors are inside. We're going to take that apart and show it to you. We have a triple axle, so we're going to need 6 of these total. 4 of them came in one box, 1 or 2 came in another. We also got some more spare parts, as well as batteries that go in the sensors and extra sticky pads. All right, set that aside. So here is one of the sensors. This is what's going to go on here. Now, basically what they have done is taken a tire pressure sensor and modified it so that it works to get the temperature of the axles. So we're going to take the top off, and there's your sensor. Same thing as what's on the tires. it just screws on. However, these are not going to take the pressure, obviously. We just want these to get the temperature of it. So we're going to get these installed as trailer 2 on the monitor so that we can go back and forth, as well as we can get all of them, all the tire temperature sensors, all the axle sensors. Everything's going to be reading correctly. And then we'll go underneath the RV and we'll actually attach these to the axle in correlation of where we want this position, so that if this one goes out, I know exactly what axle it is and what side it is. Not just that there's an issue, I'm going to know which one of them is giving us an issue. Let's go get these installed.
And now the fun part, getting these sensors in here and up underneath. I don't know if I have long enough to get this damn thing up in there. This might need a longer extension that I don't know if I freaking have. Alrighty, let's see here. Here. Trying to get it towards underneath, that way I can. There we go. Okay. I think this would be a lot easier if I just had a longer extension to get in here. There it is. Alright, well, there's one. Yeah, it's definitely in there. It's gonna be a pain in the butt if I gotta get that out. Well, there we go. Got the first one in. I think you see how they go in there. I think that'll do pretty good. So I'm going to get the other ones put on. Then I'm crawling out from under the RV. And the last final touch. Yep, I definitely got to flush the underneath of this cap. Put in the signal booster. Ran it in through the vent. I don't need that for the batteries anymore because we got lithium. Ran the wire down in here and into my easy connector. So let's go get the whole thing set up. Let's test it out.
Well, there we go. Everything's all installed. Everything's ready to go. Let's drive around for the next few weeks. We'll update you on how everything's going. HaloView's already saved us once. I'm pretty sure they're going to keep us safe on the road. Take care. We'll see you guys in a bit. Giggity.